course, the big news for the Jets is that they signed a wide receiver. You might have heard, you might have seen, you might have saw the news earlier today. The New York Jets have signed a player. He's a player who plays wide receiver. So this is great news for all of us worried about that position. His name is Joshua Reynolds. So we got us a Reynolds, and that's a good thing. Infrared Jets is here. Pound the like button. Yeah, please do pound the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Hit the join button if you want to support the show and you want to join the inner circle and get exclusive items. And if you want to get a Jets coffee mug, you can click the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, and I'm affiliated. So that's what's going on with that. But now, you may not be familiar with this Joshua Reynolds person that the Jets signed. But it just so happens that not too long ago, Jets X Factor did a really nice article saying, the Jets should really sign a wide receiver, and the wide receiver they should sign is Josh Reynolds. They picked it perfectly. They really did. So let's see about this. Let's see if we could share a screen or two. Perhaps. Let's share this one right here. The free agent wide receiver who makes perfect sense for the New York Jets. And Phil Adams says, okay, yeah, but what about the comp pick? Well, guess what, Phil Adams? Josh Reynolds will not be affecting any kind of comp picks at all. He doesn't count in the formula one bit. So even more reason to get him. He does not count in the comp pick formula, not one bit. All the more reason that he makes perfect sense. And I agree 100% with Nania in this article. I don't always agree 100% with Michael Nania. Looks like a drowning ferret, but nonetheless, in this one, he got it 100% right. So he goes through some of the history, economical approach. We do not appear to be tanking, so therefore we need to bulk up this room. You look at the room: Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard, Xavier Gibson, Malachi Corley, Tyler Johnson, who needs a nickname, by the way, I think, Irvin Charles, Brandon Smith, Aesop Winston, Marcus Riley, and Ontaria Pokey Wilson. That's not a good room under any circumstances. So he says, well, we need more depth. Enter Josh Reynolds. 30-year-old free agent remains on the market, and the Jets now signed him for multiple reasons. Reynolds is among the best available fits for what the Jets need at wide receiver. A little water break here. What would we do without water? Tell me that. Familiarity. Claimed off waivers by the Detroit Lions in 2021, Reynolds remained in Detroit through 2023 and played an underrated role in the franchise's offensive resurgence. Reynolds started 29 of his 38 games in Detroit, catching 97 passes, 1,393 yards, 10 touchdowns. Along the way, gained familiarity with now Jets offensive coordinator Tanner Engstrand, who was Detroit's passing game coordinator. Over the last 2 seasons, Jets head coach Aaron Glenn was the DC, as we know. On a team that projects to utilize a WR2 by committee approach, connectivity and chemistry will be critical. And not only that, there's not going to be a lot of targets that are really available for a WR2. The Jets wide receivers can outperform the sum of their parts if each member of the unit knows their role within the offense and can execute it consistently. I agree 100%. Adding a player who's familiar helps to achieve the goal. Not to mention, we got to install this new scheme, and he already knows it. Efficiency. This is the main reason. Garrett Wilson gets a lot of targets. Therefore, the WR2 is not going to get a lot of targets, so they have to be efficient. And he goes through how he's efficient. He doesn't need a high volume of targets to make his mark. He caught 40 of 64 targets for 608 yards, 5 touchdowns. And I will add in here, and here's a little play, to see what he looks like in action with the offense there. Boom, bomb, touchdown, hey. But, the other thing about him that I looked up after this, comparing him to Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard, which one of these players do you think has a higher drop percentage for their career, Alan Lazard or Joshua Reynolds? Let me know in the chat which one has a higher drop pass percentage in your opinion. Which one do you think? Alan Lazard or Josh Reynolds? Here's another highlight while you think about it. Here's the offense. There he is. Bada bing, bada boom. Keep the toes in. We got it. Touchdown. No problem. That's what he can do. Hey, let's look at another highlight. Why not? Here's the offense. Let's go. Find the man. There he is. Wide open. Almost overthrew him, but nice catch. Touchdown. We got it. No problem. That's the guy we got there. Phil Adams says Reynolds got a higher drop percentage. Boy, oh boy, you're pretty negative, Phil Adams, I must say. No, you're wrong. And you're wrong by a lot. Career drop percentages as per PFF. Alan Lazard, 11.1%, meaning he drops 11.1% of the passes thrown his way. Josh Reynolds, 6.7%. So this guy doesn't drop too many. Now, blocking. While the offensive line gets, this is something that I'm going to love, right? Phil Adams is like, oh no, Frankie's going to go on a rant. While the offensive line gets most of the attention, the ancillary blockers of an offense are just as pivotal in determining the outcome of a play. Exactly right. Among this group, the tight ends are of the utmost importance, something I've been stressing all throughout this, but it is also essential to have at least one wide receiver who can be trusted to line up tight to the formation, often called an insert, and dig out a box defender. The 6'3", 192-pound Reynolds is known as a quality blocker, earned a 67.5 run blocking grade at PFF, the sixth best out of 71 qualified wide receivers. Sixth best. Top six blockers. Here's somebody saying, I think I'm going to enjoy this, watching this Josh Reynolds block in Denver after he went from Detroit to Denver. There he goes. Look at this dude. Wait a minute. Let's watch this again. This is a thing of beauty. Thing of beauty up here in the slot. No, here he is. Sorry, wrong guy. Let's watch it again. Up here. Here he is. Get out of here. Puts him in the dirt. Get out of here. That's what we need around here. That's exactly what we need around here. I need more people like this. Here's another highlight. Penei Sewell, Sam Laporta, Josh Reynolds, and company parting the Red Sea for a must-have third and goal David Montgomery touchdown. Now, how many third and goals, third and short, fourth and goal, fourth and short that did we have over the years? And we can't do anything. We can't get a playoff half the time. But then when we run the play, we get stuffed because we can't block anybody. Look at this dude. Where is he? Down here. You can't see my, oh, there he is. He's down on the left side, offense left, in the slot, not in motion. 14 is in motion. Let's see what he does. Get out of here. You gotta love it. I love a good block. Don't you? Don't you love a good block? Get out of here, 8. Get out of here. Dig him out. Get out. That's what we need around here. Love it. For a Jets team that is looking to build the physical run-first identity around Justin Fields, right, exactly. Adding a wide receiver known for his blocking skills would make for a sneakily huge impact. And then he says you can buy him low. And in fact, he was 100% right. We got him on a one-year deal, only $2.75 guaranteed, which is nothing. And so he's not going to hurt our cap at all. It doesn't hurt. Here it is on the compensation formula. Compensatory formula. So because he got cut and released by Jacksonville, he was basically a street free agent. So Jacksonville technically did not lose him. They chose to get rid of him, so they shouldn't get compensated for that, and they won't. And so he doesn't hurt the comp formula at all. He's perfect for our system. He knows all the people. Perfect signing. Awesome. Now there is we do have to keep something in mind. He's not the perfect player, and we do have to give a little bit of a warning. um, with him. So he did have an incident. Okay, he got shot. That's not good. Broncos provide an update on Josh Reynolds after shooting. So what the hell happened? You might say, because guy gets involved in a shooting. That's not something we want to have happen to our players. So what happened was Denver Broncos wide receiver Josh Reynolds was shot last week in Denver and received treatment for his injuries. He was shot twice, once in the left arm and once in the back of the head. Oh no. According to 9 News, he and another man were followed from a strip club. Before the shooting took place. Josh Reynolds was a victim of a shooting on Friday in Denver and received treatment for minor injuries. So what the hell happened? 2 men, Burr Charlesworth. You know, if a guy's named Burr as his first name, boy, that guy's going to be trouble. Burr Charlesworth and Luis Mendoza were arrested in the case, according to Denver police. And according to court documents, a video from the strip club shows Mendoza entering the club just after midnight. The documents say Mendoza did not engage with the entertainers they're called, ladies and gentlemen, but instead watched the victims, which is a little strange because, after all, the entertainers in this case are females who are not wearing any clothing and they're dancing around to music, often wearing sparkly things on their skin. So, it's hard for a man not to look at that. But he did not. He was looking at the victims for some reason. As they left, Mendoza followed them out, the documents say. Several other vehicles were seen pulling into the lot, and people inside them appeared to be waiting for the victim to leave, according to the documents. So they were setting him up. 3 vehicles, 3, were seen following the victims. They were trying to rob him, you see, the documents show. In most of the videos reviewed by the instigators, Mendoza's vehicle was directly behind the victims. Allegedly, it seems like, my opinion, they were trying to rob the man. Allegedly. The hope is that Reynolds avoided any serious injuries from the shooting. He is currently on the injured reserve list, dealing with a broken finger. So, it seems like he's the victim here. It seems like he didn't do anything wrong, so that's good. He didn't really. Although I will say, Josh, we got to give a warning to Josh. If you're coming to New Jersey, all right, to our team, look, there's no reason to go to the nightclubs in New Jersey. As we all know, all the dirty Jersey girls, they will give you mononucleosis. I mean, you could just ask Sammy Darnold, right? There's no need to go to any strip clubs in New Jersey. Just put it out of your mind. After you get home from practice, just have some milk and cookies, watch a little film, game film, film study, go to sleep early, get up, go to practice. Let's just, none of this strip club stuff. You don't want to get involved with any of the ladies of the night in New Jersey. We don't need that. And then, because if you avoid that, then these other people who might want to rob you or to do something bad to you, they're not going to have a chance because you're going to be at home eating cookies and drinking milk. So let's just play it safe. We don't need any more strip club incidents with Josh Reynolds. We don't want to read about it. We don't want anything bad to happen to you, Joshua. So, I would just say stay out of the clubs. We don't need another repeat of this. This is where all the bad people are. They say nothing good happens after midnight, and I believe that. So let's just keep it nice and clean. There's nothing to be gained by going there anyway. Not going to find the woman of your dreams in a strip club. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Duncan Lloyd says, I'm glad you explained. I mean, Duncan, some people might not know. I mean, you don't know who's in the chat room, Duncan. I mean, not everybody's been in a strip club. Not everybody, but I've been. I have been. I will say I have been. I have been. So you got to play it safe when you're telling the story, Duncan. Ryan Woods is here. He says all he wanted to do is see some boobies, and he got chaos. What happens? Yeah, that's what happens. You think you're gonna be okay. You think everything's gonna go fine, and then somebody else, these evil people, allegedly, apparently, according to this, Burr Charlesworth. I mean, the man's name is Burr. Burr, Charlesworth, and Luis Mendoza. They were arrested, according to this. So maybe they had ill intent. Maybe they were jealous of all the money you make as a football player and so forth. So don't even get involved. You can go see boobies. You can see boobies on your phone. You don't need to go to a strip club. This isn't the old days when there was a very limited number of places to see some boobies. So that's a warning for Joshua. Look, let's not. There's no reason to do this in New Jersey. You don't have to replicate this. No reason to do anything like this at all. All right, Harlan's here. Good to see you, Harlan. Duncan. Yeah, sometimes bad things happen when you're in a strip club. Hate to tell you. So that's Josh Reynolds. We signed him. We got him. He's perfect for us. Great signing. Good job, Muji.